assumed he was going to drop out when he found out he had to pay for his tux rental. We've all watched Paul grow from a young boy with a chip on his shoulder into a young man who's completely in control of his life. And one of his best qualities is he has the ability to deliver these hilarious one-liners with this very matter-of-fact undertone. So I actually printed a couple off of his Facebook wall, and I thought I'd read them out to you. So, quote, "Should we have a meeting or shouldn't we? How about we meet about it to discuss? 29 words per minute is not a skill. Please delete it from your resume. It's income tax time again. Time to gather up those receipts, get out those tax forms, sharpen up that pencil, and stab yourself in the aorta." This one's by far my favorite. "An expert farmer is outstanding in his field." Paul's an extremely difficult person to dislike, which is probably how he found his spot as the best man at his own brother's wedding. He's an elementary school geography award winner. He's a two-time vacation roommate of mine, and at one point, he was the fastest grade 8 in Ontario. Mr. Paul Leckey.
All right, thanks for that, Mike. I appreciate that. Very heartwarming, I'd say. What happened to Mike? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, so first off, I'd just like to say, Heather, you look amazing. When I went back to grab James before going down the aisle, I said, "Wow." And he was like, "Why are you wowing? Why are you wowing?" I said, "It's just a lot of people out there." Okay. And then I said, as you were walking down the aisle, I said, "Wow," because of you, because you look so awesome. So, it's, that's good for you. Okay, and the second thing I want to start off with is to see if my Grandpa Douris can hear me right now. Can you hear me, Grandpa? Can you hear me? Yeah? Two hands, two hands. Can you? Hey. No? Yeah, you. Can you? No? Okay. Just scooch on closer. Okay, so we all know by now that Heather and James, they dated twice. Okay, so let's get past the first time. We all know about how that worked out. Let's go to the second time. So the way they met was basically they were working out with their fit bodies of theirs. Again, Heather, stunning. So you gotta understand, obviously, Heather and James, they work out. They're both athletic people, both I think 3-time MVPs in school or something like that. Not to brag or anything. And basically they're working out, and all the guys at the gym stare at Heather. It's pretty gross. That's why she changed gyms. So James, the guy that he is, the gutsy guy that he is, he goes ahead and goes up to her and asks her on a date in front of all those other drooling guys. So, and basically they went out on a date, the rest was history. So, thanks for saying yes to James, on behalf of James. So a lot of those guys are now wondering, how the hell did James end up with that girl? I wish I had her. So basically I'm going to tell you a few reasons why James is with Heather. So apparently James has some good qualities, so let's go through them. So it's going to be hard for the people in the back to see this, but as some of you may know, I've gone through school. I'm a pretty analytical person, kind of business-minded. So I think the best way to break it down is by looking at a line graph. So on the top, you'll see that the title of the graph is James's love meter. I believe I named it. On the y-axis, for all you know, that's the time. That's the duration of the love. So as James displays better traits, the love increases. Okay, so you'll notice that on the x-axis or the y-axis, you'll get the amount of love he's showing. Okay, Grandpa, can you still hear me? Okay, good. You can hear me. All right, so there's a couple events that transpired that made James increase in love points. So the first one is obviously what I just told you, the story that I just told you about him asking her out on a date. So the love's just starting, which is cute, and they're just all cute, and they just love each other like that. So the next big step, so you'll notice the next part on the graph. So that goes up to about 3 love points. Is basically James was fearless enough, and this is kind of a weird. Heather would go out with her girlfriends, and James would be the only guy to show up, because which is kind of weird, questionable for a lot of guys to do, but it showed that he was committed. And he was, he wanted to be with Heather, so that's, a great trait. It shows that he's, willing to step outside his, comfortable sense of himself. So, that scored him a couple points. So that showed a little bit of commitment. So not every guy can do that. So guys, if you're single, I'm gonna stop. I don't want to give you love advice. That's just silly. I'm single myself. Okay, so they start dating. And then James goes out with the guys one night. And obviously there's a lot of girls. James is a pretty attractive guy. So we hit up the dance floor. So then he turns some girls down, and that's like, whoa, watch it, So that shows a lot of commitment too. That's a lot of devotion that James has to Heather. So, all towards Heather. So that's another couple points for him. So the love's just increasing. And then another thing too, the next step in the process here is that James did something spectacular one day for Heather's birthday. It was actually, I think all guys envied this, but basically, or all girls I think envy this too. But a lot of them, what he did was he showed up to her work and covered her car with balloons. And if you see the pictures of, it's just ridiculous. And I think all the girls at Heather's work were really jealous. Okay. So it's on the up right now. So now everyone notices there's a huge dip coming. What could the dip be? Right? You all ask yourself.
I never realized it's all okay.
Okay. Hey, excuse me, sir. Sir. You can take a seat. Thank you. Dale, can you help me? Please?
I never realized you were so shy.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I wonder where I get it from.
I thought he was the show.
Oh, no.
You were shy.
After. Autographs after the speech.
Shy.
Okay, so the dip. This is the dip, and I know this is going a little longer than Joanne asked, but boys don't listen to their mothers, so what are you gonna do? So James, well, they were getting a little intimate one night, and James had bad performance. Big blow to his confidence. Massive blow, so it took a huge dive. He wasn't sure if he was gonna be able to make it to that next love step. Luckily, he rebounded in a big way. He still felt committed, so he brought the families together. We went to medieval times one night. Gave us a great night on the town. Gave that table right there a chance to meet, and it was a really fun night, and it really solidified the relationship. So just putting that together again showed his commitment. Then the next step, again, it's just soaring at this point. Like, it's uncontrollable. It's crazy. It's crazy. He proposes, and obviously we know that story, thanks to Wayner. And then obviously there's another love step before the end of the line graph here. And that's, they're starting to plan some things for the wedding. And basically, James lets Heather do whatever she wants. Really, she takes control, so that's some more love. He's really selfless. That's a big word right there, selfless. Look it up. All right. And then obviously today is a huge day too. So let's get a little emotional here, guys. Okay. So today, stop laughing. It's not funny. Okay, so today is a big day. Obviously got a little emotional out there, but today's the day they got married. And really, I couldn't be any more prouder of James, to see, the love and the devotion that he's really displayed to Heather. And, he's never said a bad thing about her ever. And that says, a lot about his character and a lot about, the relationship they have. So I think, I think any guy would really be envious of that. So basically in conclusion, as I go on with this essay, is that James is basically an amazing guy. He's an amazing brother. He's an amazing boyfriend to Heather. An amazing husband now. Hopefully he's going to be an amazing father. And really, he's an amazing son to my dad too. Sometimes. So basically, I just want to say, James, you're a great brother. You're a great teammate. You're a great, role model. So, I just want to say thank you and I love you. All right. And also, if anyone's looking to get their pool closed this season, James is opening up a nice little business, a pool business, thanks to Matt Green and his wisdom. He's going to be closing pools, so contact him to get your pool closed. Thanks.